niggas, you understand? King Ty really one of the realest. I survived drive-bys from them killers. Like I got 9 lives, I got 9 wives. I said 5 wives with them bitches. I'm spitting fire bombs in your city. I got like 8 or 9 niggas with me. And we all ready to die in a minute. One West, we the best in the business. I get offended, I fuck niggas spend it. Talking they get it, but niggas is timid. Rappers is softer than limit. Catch me y'all parking lot pimping. When walking I get them. I've been the hottest forever. Why would I lie about cheddar? I can do better. I just put loyalty first. Royalty coming whenever. Pull up in the Jetta. Courage you human, you sweater. My fault like wearing a sweater in summertime weather. Haters so salty, no pepper. You not that seasoned or clever. I'm with the rebel. Used to pump bass with the treble. Baking a cake in a kettle. I used to cook up the work. Now I just cook with the metal. Gotta keep foot to the pedal. Yeah. Let me get the gas on the highway. Let the music blast on the calm day. Break the Glock down into 3 parts. The 3 together like Menage. Took a bomb page with my enclave. Got my mind made. Ain't no time waste. Eating prawn steak with a fine day at a fine place. Getting violated. Hey, listen, I already told these niggas, you understand? I called up King Ty, he said, what's up? I said, what's good, my lord? Listen, he like, listen, these niggas ain't ready for none of this. You understand? And I said, listen, if the nigga ain't one West, he ain't got on his arm or his chest. I don't give a fuck about the nigga. It's just me and my niggas. We royalty, yeah. I got the hammer, you running, man. Come through your window like rubber man. Snapping your neck like a rubber band. Talking my jaw like the sun is set. He told me murder you rappers. Because sending you vertical actors. Y'all got me coming with verbal attackers. I might attack you type physical too. So y'all be rhyming the way y'all be shining. I'm blinding these rappers like Mr. McCool. These haters miserable, we indivisible. Look at these haters like they got no clue. They hold the ones in them W's. Really, bro, don't get too comfortable. If you ain't cut from the cloth, co-signed by the boss, then we do not fuck with you. Cause you wouldn't last here. I told you the same shit last year. Keep talking that trash, I have a car, come kick your ass here. Your jaw like glassware. We pull up, not rocking no mask there. Don't care if you spot us, you know how you got us. It's over, you saying your last prayer. Who am I to be compared with? I marvel the rap game on some real shit. And I ain't fucking with these rappers on some real shit. Trying to stack old chips on some stale shit. Uprise against the priest that he fell quick. Leave him running in the dark like the Blair Witch. I'm true to this shit and I can't switch. Leave him shaking like he trying to get that paint fixed. I'm going hard in the paint, bitch. Say he a god, but he ain't shit. He just impersonating. Full of that dope, you're hurting nature. Puffing that smoke, he ain't a gangster. Now it's time to expose you. Time to show you how a real soldier roll through. Death coming when it comes, let it hold you. Raised by mighty men, this how they mold you. Heart dumping like Pro Tools. I ain't nothing but the truth, boy, I told you. Style cold, it'll kill you. Cold blue, fresh like Chucky in the truth. What's the dope move, nigga? Running, get the team, take his lane like the old bitch is so cold. I'm just trying to run my business up. Don't buck, just send it up. Claim it up, but that ain't enough. Listen, to be quite clear, bitch, I'm smooth like a light bill. These niggas dead, I be light bill. I'm going up like the light bill. Cause I'm just trying to get a buzz like my last name Lightyear. Send a message to the masses, I'm fortified. I'm about to trade in my 9 for a 45. I'm killing this shit, gotta mortify. U.P.K, we up, got the other side to moralize. Them niggas nice, but I'm way more superior. He ain't one wet, he don't fit the criteria. Don't take my kindness for weakness. I'm a beast on the interior. These niggas can't be serious. Brave heart, go against the heart. Don't go against the squad, you'll get picked apart. Oh, she say you know God, bitch, don't even start. Play with YAHANNA, I'm nigga dope like a swinging song. It's wartime, ain't no need to play. This slow ass nigga, you was never with us anyway. They say I'm going down for the things I say, so I went and got the clock like you gon' roll with me today. Yeah, and it ain't gon' stop, nigga. I'm telling you, it ain't gon' stop, nigga. I'm about to fall on this shit. Go ahead, yeah. These niggas weak, must be raised from a poor strain. No time for pleasure, bring more pain. Fuck that salt shit bring more flame. Straight soldier out the gate, I don't move as it's more day. No dirt bullshit, time to take them down. If he ain't taking ground, then don't come around. Soldiers in the back marching, that's how thunder sound. Tuck me in your booth, I'm just trying to run the underground. In front of that glass ceiling, they ain't saying nothing. They say 144, how you keep it coming? I told them fear of the Lord, keep my feet from running. I kick shit like FIFA, young and aim high like I'm eagle hunting. 144, keep blazing, my nigga. The devil make crap, motherfucker. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yashar Thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Thumb Bashim Yashai to the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Shagapan of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been giving back the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans back their true identity, their heritage, their culture, especially their language. And today what we're going to be doing is getting into a little bit of the Hebrew for everyone tuning in, for everyone living in the Hudson Valley, Rockland County, Westchester County, Orange County, Dutchess, Putnam, all the way up from the tip of the Bronx, all the way up to Albany. We're going to be getting into some Hebrew. So like every class, normally how you want to have your Bible, your King James 1611, your Apocrypha with the King James Bible, your Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary, your 5 notebooks. Today you're going to be using the notebook that you should have titled Hebrew, or the Lashon Kodash, all right? So we're gonna be getting into the Hebrew today. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to paste a link where you can go and get the Hebrew sheet. I'm pasting the link right here. You can use this link to actually get the Hebrew sheet. You can go onto I.S.U.P.K.com and get the Hebrew sheet. You can email Officer Shalala or myself, so that way we can send you the Hebrew sheet. All right, so for right now, you can click on this link to follow along. All right. And today we're just gonna jump right into it. You know, every race of people on earth has their own language, but Black people don't. Hispanic people don't. Native American people don't. You know, Black people were taught English, were taught French, were taught Portuguese. Hispanic people were taught Spanish, were taught Portuguese, were taught English. Native Americans were taught French and Spanish and English. You know, we've always adopted and were forced to learn the language of our oppressors. So today in the Hebrew, we're going to be learning the real language of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And that is the Lashon Kodash, all right? We're going to be learning the real language of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans prior to us being raped, robbed, and murdered, prior to our identities being taken from us. And we're going to get into some Hebrew, all right? So if you don't already have your notebook, you want to get your notebook out, all right? Because we're going to be going over the Lashon Kodash, the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew that our forefathers spoke, all right? So we're going to start with the first letter, the first symbol, the first pictograph, which is A. So I'm going to write it out here. I'm going to write it out right here for you. That way you guys can all follow along. And this is how A looks. This is A. All right? This symbol, this pictograph, this letter, whatever you want to call it, this pictograph, the sound that this creates is A. So this is the first symbol, the first letter, the first pictograph in the Hebrew. A, and this is how it looks in the ancient Hebrew. In the real Hebrew, in the Lashon Kodash. All right? Take a few minutes to write this down. Again, this is A. This is how it looks in the Hebrew, in the Lashon Kodash. All right? So let's move on. The next, right? We have ba, right? And this is how ba looks. Ba. Ba is this pictograph, is this symbol, is this a letter, all right? Ba. Ba is this symbol right here. Okay, let's move on to the next. And as we continue, make sure for everyone that's tuning in right now, make sure you go on YouTube, go on the link. The link I'm posting it right now. Go on to YouTube, subscribe. Let's help spread this truth all over the Hudson Valley, all over Rockland County, Westchester County, Orange County. Let's spread this truth and let's wake up Black, Hispanic, and Native American people to their true culture, to their true identity. Because there's a lot of imposters out there. There's a lot of people that tell you to move to the Philippines and live amongst other heathens. There's other people that tell you to leave America and go do this and go do that, go back to Israel, go live in Africa. And meanwhile, they're taking advantage of their people. They're raping them, they're robbing them, they're molesting their parishioners, their congregation's children. They're giving you some perverted Hebrew. They're learning the white Jewish man's Hebrew and teaching it as if that's the real Hebrew. They're taking it upon themselves to wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm gonna take it upon myself to learn real Hebrew and not learn from the men who've been teaching the real Hebrew since the 60s and before that. All right? So be careful with these imposters. The only way you're going to learn your real culture and heritage is right here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. All right? So let's get it on with the third symbol. All right? The third symbol right now is the Ga. All right? So I'm going to write it out right here for you. The Ga looks something similar to this. Ga is this symbol in the Hebrew, all right? It's this pictograph image. And the way you pronounce this symbol, you pronounce this pictograph, this letter, if you want to call it, is Ga, all right? Ga. Take a few moments to copy that down. All right, let's move on. Next, we're going to have the Da. Da. Right? This is how the Da looks. Da. This is the fourth symbol, the fourth pictograph, the fourth letter in the Lashon Kodash. Da. All right? For everyone that's new and just joining the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, especially in the Hudson Valley, we're going over the Hebrew, all right? The real Lashon Kodash. So take out a notebook, start writing these down, because this is going to be very important aspect in you taking back your culture, taking back your history, taking back your language, all right? This is Da. Let's move on. Let me see if there's any questions, comments. All right. YouTube. All right. All right, let's move on. After the Da, we have the Ha. Ha. right? This is the ha. Ha. This is how the ha would look in the ancient Hebrew, in the pure Hebrew. Ha. 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 Ha is this symbol, this pictograph right here. All right, let's move on. After ha, we have the wa. Wa. All right. This is the wa. This symbol is pronounced wa. All right. Wa. Wa. Let's move on. After the wa, we have the za. 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 This is how the za looks. This symbol, this pictograph image right here is this sound, za. That's how you pronounce it, za. All right, let's continue. After za, we have the kha. Kha. The best way I can explain it, imagine spitting or coughing up a loogie or some phlegm, and you go and you make the sound. That's how you that's what you would use to pronounce this next symbol, the kha, kha, kha. The sound is mainly from your throat. The kha. And it's this symbol right here, the kha, kha, kha. All right, let's continue. All right. Shalom to everyone that's now joining. Shalom. Yahweh Bashmi Yavshai broke a thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar. Alatan Bashmi Yavshai to the sisters. This is the Hudson Valley Facebook and YouTube class. We're going over the Lashawan Kodash, which is the holy tongue, the Hebrew, the pure Hebrew that was the original language of so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans before we were forced and conditioned to learn the languages of our oppressors. All right? So after the ka, we're going to move on to the next one, which is ta, ta, ta. I've also posted the link for everyone that's now joining. If you scroll up, you can find the link where you can download or copy the image where you can have the Hebrew sheet provided by the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, all right? Or you can go on I.S.U.P.K.com to download the real Hebrew alphabet, all right? This is the only place where you will find the real Hebrew alphabet. It's not going to be in some Facebook group that popped up overnight that decided to teach you some variation or their own doctrine that they made up and started to perpetuate their own Hebrew that they thought that they discovered themselves when they've been men who've been teaching it for decades. All right. The next letter is ta. All right. Ta. Right here. This symbol, this pictographical image, is pronounced ta. Ta. All right. Ta. Ta. All right, let's move on. All right. Next, after ta, we have ya. Ya. All right. Ya. Ya. This is how it looks in the Hebrew, in the real Hebrew. This symbol, this pictograph, this image, makes this sound. Ya. All right? Ya. Making sure I'm giving you the opportunity to see it. There we go. Ya. Ya. All right? After ya, we have ka. Ka. Not to be confused with ka, because ka, you make the sound using your throat, but ka, like a K, ka, ka. Ka, ka. Right here. Ka. This sound is attached to this symbol. Ka. Ka. All right? Ka. Let's move on. After ka, we have la. For anyone living on the West Coast, you may think this is LA, you know, but it's la for this symbol right here. La is a sound attached to this symbol. La to this symbol, la, right there. All right. Let's move on. After la, we have ma. Ma. Like when you're walking in the street and you see a brothers on the corner and a fly shorty walks by and they say, "Ayo, ma, ma." That same sound, ma. Or when a child is trying to get the attention of his mother or her mother, they might say ma or mama, right? So in the Hebrew, the sound ma is attached to this symbol right here. Ma, for this symbol. Ma. Ma. All right? Let's move on. After ma, we have na. Na. Like when your homeboy is asking you if they can hold $5 and you tell them nah, nah. Or if you've seen the new shorty at the school, new shorty at the college campus, and you be like, nah, nah. The sound na is attached to this Hebrew symbol, letter, pictograph, whatever you want to call it. This is na. All right? Na. Let's move on. After the symbol na, we then have sa. After na is sa. 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 All right? Let's move on. After sa, we have I. Now, there are some Israelites out there. There are some Israelites out there that teach contrary to what the real men of the Lord have been teaching for over 5 decades. And none of them have the courage to actually come in front of the priests of the Lord. None of them have the courage to actually engage us in an official debate on the language. Because deep down inside, they just want to keep lying and deceiving to their people. All right? And the Lord will allow us to crush them. So here, the sound I is associated to this character, this symbol, this pictograph, I, right here. I is associated to this symbol, this pictograph, this image. All right? Let's move on. After I, we have pa, pa. 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 All right? Pa. Let's move on. After pa, we have taza. Taza. Not tasa, not tasa, but taza. Taza. Don't let these fake Israelites on their own YouTube group confuse you and try to trick you into learning something that they taught themselves, that they created themselves. Because they'll get you. They definitely will get you. They'll get you to think that you need to move to Africa, to Damona, to the Philippines, you know? Don't let them trick you. All right? Here we have taza. Taza. Ta-za. All together. Taza. Not tasa, not tasa, taza. And this is the symbol, the image, the pictograph, the letter associated with taza. 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 Let's move on. After taza, taza, we have kwa. 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 This symbol, this image, this pictograph, the sound that's associated with it is kwa. 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 After kwa, we have, if you're following along with the link I provided, we have ra. 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 This symbol is associated with this sound. Ra. 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 All right? After ra, we have sha. 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 This symbol is attached to this sound. Sha is this symbol right here. That's how you pronounce that symbol, that image, that pictograph. Sha. Sha. Let's move on. All right? And last but not least, we have the tha, tha, tha. 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 This sound is associated with this symbol. All right? Tha. 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 All right? Now that we have the sounds attached to the letters, to the symbols, to the images, what I would like now is to just write these symbols in order. And again, remember, Hebrew starts from right to left. It's not like English where it's left to right. It's not like Spanish where it's left to right. It's not like French or Italian or Portuguese where it's from left to right. The Hebrew, Lashon Kodash, is right to left. So I want you all to take a few moments and just write right to left, the Hebrew alphabet that you just learned, all right? And I'll do it with you. We're going to start with A, right? After A, we have Ba. After Ba, we have Ga. After Ga, we have Da. After Da, we have Ha. After Ha, we have Wa. After Wa, we have Za. After Za, we have Kha. 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 After Kha, we have Ta. Ta. After Ta, we have Ya. Ya. After Ya, we have Ka. Ka. We have Ka. After Ka, we have La. After La, we have Ma. Ma. After Ma, we have Na. Na. After Na, we have Sa. Sa. After Sa, we have I. I. After I, we have Pa. Pa. After Pa, we have Taza. 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 After Taza, we have Kwa. After Kwa, we have Ra. After Ra, we have Sha. Sha. After Sha, we have the last symbol, Tha. All right? So from right to left, well, for me, is right to left, right? It might be a different direction based on the camera. The camera's reversal image. But we'll start from the right, from my right. A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Kha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. So when you get some chance, I would strongly suggest maybe buying some index cards, right? Writing the sound that the Hebrew letter, symbol, pictograph makes. And on the flip side, actually writing out the actual symbol. That way you can quiz yourself, When you think you are starting to learn the language, learn the alphabet, shuffle the index cards up, test yourself, Soon you'll be able to say, A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Kha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha.
And what's great is that a sister a few years back, a sister in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, kind of attached the Hebrew, the Lashon Korash, to one of the children's songs that they learn like in preschool. I think it was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. She associated the language and the sounds to its melody. So if I'm not mistaken, listen, I'm not no singer. I'm not Usher Raymond. I'm not, whoever it is, but it sounded something like this. It's Abagada Ha Wazaka Tayaka Lama Nasa I Pataza Quarasha the. That's the Hebrew alphabet, something like that, But she attached it to a melody, which is ingenious, And Black, Hispanic, and Native American people always have the most unique and creative ways to learning something. And this was a very unique and useful way to teach that this sister put together to teach her children the Lashon Korash. All right. Now there's a few more things. Well, two more things I want to teach you guys before we end our class today, right? The first thing is that in the Hebrew, we can't just write these symbols out, because if we're pronouncing Abagada Hawaza, we might not know what the word is. So like in English, like in French, like in Spanish, like in any language, when you are connecting symbols or words together, it might change the sound that it gives off. All right. So what I want to introduce you to are connectors. In the ancient Hebrew, we have connectors, right? The first of the two connectors I would like to teach you. To make it simple, is the upside down frown and the smiley face. Okay? The frown versus the smiley face. Now the frown, right? The upside down smiley face is used to let you know that whatever symbol it's underneath, you should give it its full effect. You should pronounce it fully and completely. All right? Full pronunciation of the sound. Full pronunciation of the sound. So if I see the symbol for A in the beginning of the word, right? And I see the frown face like this, I know that I'm going to give that sound, that letter, the full pronunciation. So if I see this symbol and the frown face underneath it, the upside down connector, I know it's telling me that I need to say ah. Ah. All right? Now when I see the smiley face, I know that it's going to be used to connect two symbols. So two symbols are going to be connected to create one sound. All right? It connects two symbols together. To create one sound. All right? So the smiley face will connect two symbols, two images, two pictographs, two of the Hebrew alphabets to create one sound. So I'll give you an example. And here will be your first vocabulary word. All right? Shalom. Right? Shalom. In English, we write shalom like this. Shalom. 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 Right? Shalom. Shalom. This has a bunch of meanings, but primarily it's used for peace, for hello. All right? You can even use it for goodbye. All right? Shalom. Peace or hello. Now hold that. Now we're going to write shalom. We're going to write shalom in the ancient Hebrew by using its sounds first, right? We have sha, la, ma. There's three symbols here. There's the sha, the la, right here, and the ma. Oh, sorry, right here. Kind of hard to do in reverse. The ma, right here. But this A that's supposed to be here is invisible. Think of it as being invisible. And you're going to understand why now. All right? Remember how I said about the connectors? The smiley face, the frown face. The frown face is used to give whatever symbol it's under the strong pronunciation. And then the smiley face connects two symbols together to create one sound. All right, so here we have the sha. We have the la. And we have the ma. Sha, la, ma. Now we're going to implement the connectors so that way you can understand how words connect, how the symbols connect. So, shalom. Here we only hear two sounds, sha and lam. Shalom, shalom, right? So here the sha will get the frown face. So that way you understand that this symbol is being pronounced on its own. Sha, sha. However, the next two images, the la and the ma, is being connected to create that one sound. So it's not la and ma together. It's lam, lam. Right? So we have sha and we have lam because it's being connected. And here is the word shalom. 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 So the frown face is underneath the word that's being pronounced on its own. And the smiley face is connecting the la and the ma to create lam. Lam. So we have sha. Oopsies. I forgot the A. Forgot the A here. My apologies. We have the sha and we have the lam. Shalom. Shalom. Peace. Hello. Can even go for goodbye. All right? Shalom. Two more words I want to give you. Since this is the Lashawan Kwadash, it's only right that we break down Lashawan Kwadash. All right. So here we have Lashawan, La Sha One, Lashawan. Now this can be translated into tongue, language, speaking, the speech, tongue, language, Lashawan, Lashawan. But here we're using it as the tongue, tongue, the holy language, right? So tongue. Now let's write this in the Hebrew. Using the connectors. So we have La, we have Sha, we have Wa, and we have the Na at the end. Just like this. La, Sha, Wa, Na. Now when we say it, we're not saying La, Sha, Wa, Na. We're saying La, Sha, One. La, Sha, One. So let's put the connectors on here. We have the La, which is pronounced by itself. So that gets the frown face, the upside down connector. Then we have the Sha, which is also pronounced by itself. So it gets the frown face, the upside down connector. However, the Wa and the Na, to make the sound one, is connected. So they get the smiley face. To connect these two sounds together to create one. One. So here we have La, Sha, One. La, Sha, One, which is speech, language, tongue. Now let's get into the last word, Quadash. 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 So we have the Qua, the Da, and the Sha. I have the A and the Sha in parentheses, only so that way you could understand that it's not written in with the word. It's silent. Sha, Quadash, Dash, Quadash. So this right here, Quadash, means holy, separate. Just like the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge is Quadash. It's holy. It's separate from every other Israelite group that pops up overnight. That we teach a Quadash language, a separate language, as compared to all these overnight groups that pop up and want to write and create their own language. All right? So let's put this word together. We have the Qua, we have the Da, and we have the Sha. Quadash. Quadasha. Now again, we're not going to say Quadasha because the word for holy separate is Quadash. So we have to put the connectors on here. All right. So the Qua is separate from everything else. So it has the frown face, the upside down smile to show you that it's connected to nothing. You give it its full pronunciation, Qua. Now the Da and the Sha are connected. They have the smiley face to create one sound, which is Dash. So we're going to remove this A to make Dash, Quadash. And that is holy. That is separate. Quadash. Now to put both words together, Lashawan Quadash, right? The Lashawan Quadash, or Quadash Lashawan, the holy tongue. This is how we would write it. All right? Lashawan Quadash. Now here we have to put the connectors together. So we have, as you should have written down already, the La is separate, the La, Sha, one, right? La Sha one, Qua, Dash. La Shawan Quadash, the holy tongue, the tongue that is holy, holy language, the language that is holy. All right? So as we conclude our class, again, I strongly suggest you getting some index cards. You writing your Hebrew alphabet, at least 2 times a day in your notebook. You writing the language, the Hebrew alphabets on your index cards, and don't travel around with them. If you're on the Rockland County bus going to the Palisades Mall, flip out your index cards, look through them, type it in your phone as images, If you're on the bus in Westchester and you're commuting to Westchester Community College, or if you're the passenger driving to White Plains to go to Down Koki and have some great Israelite Hispanic food, look at the index cards. If you're walking down the street on Liberty Street up in Newburgh, flip through those index cards, learn your language, do whatever it is that is best for you to help you memorize the Lashawan Kodash, the alphabet that our ancestors used and spoke. All right? Kabada Maf Quadash. It'll be the smile and then the sad face, because you want to combine the da and the sha together. The qua is pronounced by itself. Qua dash. All right. So this is the No Cowards Hudson Valley School of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. I am Priest and Officer Shagapan, holding class down for Officer Shalayala. And to all my brothers out there, I just want to let you know that April 9th is a very important day. April 9th, we're going to be having the Lord's 51st Passover in the Hudson Valley at the Westchester County Center. To all the sisters out there that are watching, April 9th is an extremely important day. It's the Lord's 51st Passover, which will be in the Hudson Valley at Westchester County Center. All right, you definitely want to be there. The fee For everyone 17 and older is $100. That is the fee to come in. So to help pay for the venue, to help pay for the food, to help pay, most importantly, for those who can't pay. Because if you are 17 or older and you can't afford to pay for the Passover fee, the fee that other brothers and other sisters pay is to help you get in for free. And I guarantee you, I know for a fact, because Commanding General YAHANNA walks after Christ, and he pays for everyone that can't pay for themselves. But if you can pay for yourself, do so. If you want to be a brother like Christ was, maybe try to pay for someone else. That's the brotherly thing to do. All funds are used to help conduct the Lord's Passover, to also conduct the feast of unleavened bread that begins the next day, to prepare the food, the unleavened bread and all that to serve out. All right. So make sure you're there. If you can't pay your Passover fee, talk to your camp leader. Everyone that's in the Hudson Valley, if you cannot afford the $100 fee to come to the Passover at Westchester County Center, hit Officer Shalaya Allah up, hit myself up, write us an email, hit us up on YouTube, Facebook, Messenger, however it is. Give us a call, shout at us, If you see us in the street, let us know. We'll be able to work something out and make sure and guarantee that you get in the building. Because everyone is obligated and everyone is commanded to come to the Lord's Passover. Whether you're in some fake Israelite group that says it's okay to sleep with little girls, which is disgusting and against Scripture. Whether you're some Israelite group and you're telling people to flee to the Philippines to live amongst heathens. Every single Black, Hispanic, Native American man, woman, and child, if you are an Israelite, you are commanded to come to the Lord's 51st Passover. All right? And with that, Shalom, Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai, broke a thumb to my brothers, Yahweh Shamar Latham B'Shem Yoshai to my sisters. Shalom, Israel. See y'all next time.